What's good, YouTube? It's Justice, I used to be Pay, and today is the official start of a series. And that series is called In Defense Of. Now, I've already made an In Defense Of video, but I didn't think it was going to be something that I continued to do down the line. So this is like the official start of the series, even though I've already made a video like this. But the subject of today's video is Lil Durk. And the In Defense Of videos are basically videos where I take a certain person, subject, or just anything, any noun, and I defend that thing because I believe that there are certain points of contention that people are bringing up about that thing, that noun, that whatever object it is, that are just unfair. Now, what I mean by unfair doesn't even mean necessarily untrue. It can be untrue, but these points that are being brought up are just either untrue or they're missing a lot of context, and people are using them to downplay this person, place, or thing unfairly. So that's what I mean by unfair. I don't just mean, oh, it's not true, because the points I'm about to bring up in this video, some of them are technically true, but they're just missing context, and people are using them as a negative thing when that's not the true nature of what's going on here. So let's just get straight into it. The 3 points I'm going to be talking about today are in a list of seriousness. So when I mean seriousness, I just mean something that I feel like would affect me if I was in Lil Durk's situation, but obviously I'm not. And before I get into the 3 things, let me just get it out the way. I know y'all gonna be in the comments like, nah, bro, he glazing, he doing tricks on it. I've made these videos, I've made this video for another person. It's not just a Lil Durk thing. And to the Youngboy fans, I love Youngboy. I know y'all gonna be getting on my head, oh, bro, he's picking sides or whatever.
You push back, you better not ever try it again. Don't play with me.
And I know I'm probably never going to get the chance to work with Youngboy because I made this video.
You niggas hate me, huh? Pussy.
Even though, I mean, what are the odds I was going to get that chance anyway? But just getting that out the way, call it glazed and whatever, I don't care. I truly think these points are unfair. And if I see something like this rise up for another person or another artist, I would make this exact same video. But Durk is the hot topic right now. He's about to drop an album. The album will probably be out by the time I finish this video. So yeah, it just makes sense to do In Defense of Lil Durk right now. So the 3 main points of contention and list of seriousness are: 1, Durk needs features. Durk's career is based on features. His entire career is all features. He's nothing without features. Point 2, Durk is only here because of Drake. Drake gave him the feature. It boosted his career up. He's only mainstream. He's only popping right now. He's only hot right now because of Drake. Without the Drake feature, he wouldn't be anywhere. He would still be, you know, a nobody. And the last point, the third and final point, is Durk only gets bigger after his friends die, or he capitalizes off his friend's death. You know, he basically uses their death for clicks and for money and for clout. And also he sacrifices his friends, which I am actually going to address that. I know most people would just say, what are you talking about? But no, I'm going to address that. So to start with the first point, Durk needs features. Now, it's a really weird point because pretty much every single musical artist uses features. Like, I don't know a single musical artist that I consistently listen to that just has no features every single time they drop. They don't have features. They don't do features. Like, every single artist uses features. So it's a really weird point of contention, but it's still one that people bring up, I guess, just to kind of, you know, downplay Durk because a lot of his bigger songs have features or he's featured on them. So, I mean, I guess I understand it. But it's not like Durk is just overloading all his projects with features. Like, he's not just putting a feature on every single song and trying to get, you know, all these huge artists to carry his projects. Like, that's not typically the case. Now, Durk does have features on pretty much all of his projects, I'm pretty sure. But most of the time, it's like a third of the songs are features, which isn't anywhere out of the ordinary. It's not anything strange, and it's just really weird. And I understand that when you have features on your song or you're featured on somebody else's song, you don't get 100% of the credit for whatever that song does. Even somebody like Sway Lee on the song Unforgettable, like, yeah, he basically stole the show, but French Montana is still going to get a lot of credit from that song. Like, I understand it. It's not truly 100% all your song, all your credit, but there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, because if we really want to get technical, oh, well, you know, he didn't produce the beat. If you didn't produce the beat, you don't get all the, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could really take it farther if we really wanted to be petty and technical. But even so, Durk is a type of artist that works really well with other artists. He has a lot of chemistry with most artists he works with. He has a lot of chemistry with Lil Baby. He has a lot of chemistry with Drake. He has a lot of chemistry with Future. He has a lot of chemistry with Young Thug. He had a lot of chemistry with Gunna, but that seems to be, pretty much gone at this point.
Do you believe that Gunna told?
That man, I don't sit up and play games, man. That man told. You should have went in there and kept your mouth closed.
But you get what I'm saying. Durk is a guy that works well with a lot of other artists. He has great chemistry with 21 Savage. So why would he not work with these artists just to please the fans and be like, oh, well, I did this with no features? It's weird. It's kind of a weird point because everyone uses features. It's not like Lil Durk just dropped an album like Mansion Music by Trippie Redd where every single song damn near is a feature. It's not like he's out here just doing that. So I just really don't understand it to a certain extent. Like, I guess because he's not doing it all by himself all the time, you downplay that. But, on the other side of not doing it all by yourself and not getting all the credit, there's also the side of being able to work with people. Being able to work with people is a skill. Being able to work with other artists takes a lot of skill and it takes a lot of time. So, yeah, he's not getting all the credit, but that's also a skill as well. Like, it's not just you either do it by yourself or you don't. And if you don't do it by yourself, you're trash and you need other people. Like, it's just a really weird point of contention. And this is a take that's kind of resurfaced heavily, especially with Lil Durk's new song, All My Life, featuring J. Cole, and how it's doing super successful and how it just went #2 on the Billboard charts. Everyone's saying, oh, well, he needs a J. Cole feature. You can't do it without J. Cole. All Durk's biggest songs. Durk has the Drake song and the J. Cole song, and they both are his 2 highest charting songs, and they have features. And most of the people saying this are YoungBoy fans, of course.
Don't play with me.
Because those are the main people trying to downplay Lil Durk. But again, I'm not a YoungBoy hater. I love YoungBoy. But if you look on the other side of the spectrum, YoungBoy's biggest song is the song with Juice WRLD. Bandit is YoungBoy's biggest song, and it went #10.
Now everybody want to pick and choose.
So it's not like it's unfamiliar for big artists to have their biggest song be a feature. Like, it's not like that's just completely unique to Lil Durk. Like, he's the only one doing that. So even for YoungBoy fans who are saying this stuff, YoungBoy's biggest song is with Juice WRLD. So what's the problem? Like, I don't understand the problem of working with big artists. Yes, it'd be great if Durk went #1 by himself. I'm not saying that that's not a bigger accomplishment than going #2 or #1 with Drake and J. Cole. That obviously is a bigger accomplishment, but it's not something that you should just downplay, in my opinion. And if you want to just compare their solo songs, YoungBoy and Durk's highest charting solo song, YoungBoy's highest charting solo song is 28 with Bad Morning or Lil Top. They both went to 28 at the highest. Lil Durk's highest charting song is 18 with Aha. So it's not like there's this crazy disparity between the two where, oh my God, Durk doesn't have a single song on the billboards without a feature. Like, my point isn't to say, oh, look at Lil Durk's numbers compared. Like, I'm not trying to compare them and say, oh, look at Lil Durk, he's so much better. I'm just trying to say it's comparable. So bringing up the point of, oh, Durk uses features is weird. Durk is a guy with a lot of connections in the industry. It's just the truth. He's a good networker. He networks with everyone. There's a picture of Durk in about every rapper that's ever existed. So for him to use his connections and to work with these artists, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Now, is there some truth to the fact that Durk benefits heavily from features? Of course. That's not even a question. Who doesn't benefit from a feature with J. Cole? Who doesn't benefit from a feature with 21 Savage or Drake? Like, of course he does. But to act like it's just this rare thing that Lil Durk is the only artist in the industry and he's the only one that's just exploiting features and just is only here because of features.
Now everybody want to pick and choose.
It's weird. It's ridiculous. And it's just hating, in my opinion. But that's the least serious of these, contingencies. That's the least serious of these problems that people have with Lil Durk. So I think I got that out the way pretty solid. If you still want to hate on him for using features, I think it's a little ridiculous, but whatever. On to the next point, and that's that Durk is only big because of Drake. Now, if you don't know the history, I don't even know how you found this video, but Durk fell off for a couple of years.
Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came.
It's like 2014 to 2016. He started to have a comeback 2017, 2018, 2019. Then 2020 comes around and he gets the song with Drake. And that song is Laugh Now, Cry Later, and it's probably his biggest song, tied for his biggest song with the J. Cole song. Obviously, it's bigger now because it's been out for longer, but who knows down the line. But it's arguably Durk's biggest song, the song with Drake, and that's most people's biggest song is a song with Drake.
They just mad because I got the Midas touch.
But yeah, it went super viral, and that's when people really started to really look at Durk and be like, man, he's really like one of the biggest guys out now. And it's an interesting point because a lot of the complaints that come with Drake and the features he gives out or the features that he has on his projects is that Drake is a culture vulture and Drake only works with artists when they're hot and he tries to steal their flow and he tries to steal, a little bit of their clout if somebody's up and coming and Drake gets them on a song. He pretty much takes all their energy and puts it on himself. It's a big complaint that people have with Drake is that he takes advantage of artists who are hot but smaller than him, so he can use their heat to boost himself up, but also still be the bigger artist. It's a major complaint that a lot of people have with Drake. But for some reason with Durk, people don't keep that same energy.
Now everybody want to pick and choose.
For some reason with Durk, people act like Durk was just sitting on the sidelines, like selling 3K first week, and then like Drake just picked him up and said, "Come on, buddy, I'm gonna put you on my back and take you to the moon." And Durk's been there ever since. Like, that's not really what happened. So it's really interesting that people hold that against Drake, that he steals flows from artists and he brings them up when only they're hot, and he wouldn't work with them when they're cold, but when they're getting hot, he takes their energy and he puts it on his song. It's really interesting that they hold that against Drake most of the time, 99% of the time, but when it's Lil Durk, it's different. He just helped Lil Durk out. He was, doing charity work and gave Lil Durk a feature. And like, it's weird. It's weird when they, pick and choose.
Now everybody want to pick and choose
Who it applies to. It applies to, everyone else. It applies to Block Boy JB and whoever else he did it to. But when it's Durk, nah, he just helped him out. And of course, Durk wasn't at the heights he's at right now before the Drake feature. That's obvious. I don't think I need to explain that to you. But let's not act like Durk was just sitting there. Like, he wasn't just sitting there. His career was stalling. Nothing was going for him. Durk was back on the rise. Durk was on his come up. Durk had started his come up back to, relevancy in like 2017, 2018.
Like you fed or what? New art pack in the air, this gas or what? He'll still be alive right now if you niggas ain't gas him up.
Late 2017, early 2018 is when Durk started to pick it up again and really start to get a lot of momentum. So it's not like he was just sitting on the sidelines. The last two projects that Durk dropped before the Drake feature, Just Cause Y'all Waited 2 and Love Songs for the Streets 2, both did pretty solid numbers. Just Cause Y'all Waited 2 sold around 57K, and then Love Songs for the Streets sold around like 44K. Now, these aren't great numbers, but it shows that he was getting his way back up there. Love Songs for the Streets came out before Just Cause Y'all Waited 2. So he went from 44K to 57K, and he was just slowly increasing. Now, was the Drake song a boost?
Yeah.
Of course. I would be lying if I sat here and told you that Durk didn't gain anything from that Drake song. That would just be a flat out lie. But Durk did not get to where he was at solely because of the Drake song. Because if you look at his numbers after the Drake song, his album The Voice came out and it sold 23K first week. But he dropped it on Thursday. So he really sold 23K in a day. The real measurement of his numbers was when The Voice Deluxe came out and he sold 87K first week. So he went from 57K to 87K. Now, mind you, that's a pretty drastic jump. 30K in about a year, that's a pretty solid jump. I'm not going to sit here and act like I just, I'm, oh my God, that's just nothing. No, that's a lot. That's a lot. So did he get a drastic boost off the Drake song? Yes. But also, his performance on the Drake song was very good as well. He had one of the most iconic bars, or not bars, but one of the most iconic lines of that year or of the past like couple years. The one where he goes at 6'9", "Please do not play that little boy in the club because we do not listen to rats."
Can you not play that little boy in the club because we do not listen to rats?
That was a pretty big bar. Like, that was a big line. And so it's not like he just got carried by Drake and now he's hot. Like, no, he did his part on the song. And of course, because of Drake, the song went crazy and the song went number 2 in the world. And it was one of the biggest songs in the year and it helped boost his numbers. But it's not like that's the only reason he's still hot, because look at it. The Voice did 87K, right? His next project, 7220, which was a year or two later, sold 120K. So the Durk and Drake song came out August of 2020, I believe. 7220 came out sometime in 2022, like midway through 2022, and it sold 120K. So he went from 87K to 120K in 2 years. The Drake feature didn't continue to boost him. It's not like he got the Drake feature and it just kept boosting him and it's going to keep boosting him for the next 5 years. That's not how that works. Like, sorry, it's just not how it works. Durk had to put in his work. He had to put in his work. He had to not only put in work to just get the feature alone, because Drake isn't just going to work with anybody. He had to put in the work to get the feature and then put in the work after the feature to maintain his level of success and his level of clout. It wasn't like he just got the Drake feature and now for the rest of his life, he's just going to continue to grow exponentially in popularity. That's not how that works. It's not. And you want to know how? We all know that's not how that works. Look at some other artists that worked with Drake. Drake worked with I Love McConan. Where is he now? Drake worked with Block Boy JB. Where is he now? So just because Drake got the Midas touch, which he does, it doesn't guarantee you success for the rest of your career, and you're never going to fail because you made a song with Drake back in the day. It's not how that works. You have to continue to maintain your level of success, and Durk has done that. It's not like he just got a feature and then sat on his ass, and now he's one of the biggest artists in the world. Because I guarantee you, this project that's about to come out is going to outsell 7220. And now we're 3 years out from the feature with Drake. So there has to be something else happening here besides just a Drake feature, because if that was the case, Black Boy JB would still be doing some decent numbers. He would still be relevant. I Love McConan would still be relevant. Now, there's other things that happen with I Love McConan, but still, you get my point. There are Smiley. Smiley would be selling like 70K. Where's Smiley at?
She wanna be known, I wanna be in my zone.
So it's not just get a Drake feature and now you're set for life and you're going to continue to grow in popularity. No, Durk got a Drake feature, got the boost from it, 100%. There's no denying that Drake helped Durk's career a lot. There's no denying that. But to act like Durk played no role in that and Durk hasn't capitalized off it and Durk hasn't been using that boost from Drake to continue his career and also building off of that, it's just a lie. He built off of that. It's not like he just got the feature and sat there and dropped one project and retired or something. Like, he has built off that and has built a fan base and has built in popularity since that. To go from selling 87K right after the Drake feature, because that's right after the Drake feature, that's like 3 months after. So that showed you the boost, about 30K sales, which is a lot, to now on the point in which he sold over 100K on his last project a year ago, and now he might even be doing somewhere around 150. Now, he might not, but you get what I'm saying? He's just continued to grow in popularity. So to say he owes his whole career to Drake is just wrong. Now, would he have been at the same spot he was maybe in 2021 by that time if he wouldn't have done the song with Drake? Who knows? I think he still would have gotten to the point in which where he is right now without the Drake song. It would have taken probably a lot longer, maybe about a year longer. Maybe we'd be looking at Durk possibly selling this much maybe a year or two from now. But I think he would have got there regardless, just because of how much people are starting to like Durk. It's not just Drake likes him, so everyone like no. I think he would have got to this point eventually. It would have taken a lot longer, but he would have got there. It was like a little boost. It was like, a little power up in Mario. Like, yeah, technically it helped you go faster, but that's not the reason why you're going, and that's not the reason why you're in first place possibly. If I'm doing a Mario Kart race and I'm in second and I get the boost and I go to first, okay, the boost helped me, but the boost doesn't maintain you in first. The boost goes away eventually. So you have to have the skill after that to maintain that career, and that's what Durk has done. So I think the point of Drake being the only reason he's here and Drake saved his career, I think it's wrong. I think it's missing context. Drake definitely helped him. Anyone that's saying Drake didn't help Lil Durk is just delusional. But to say that Durk's only here because of Drake, or Durk only has a career because of Drake and he's only hot right now because of Drake, is just wrong. So, at least in my opinion, and I think I've provided some solid numbers to prove that Drake isn't the only reason Durk's here right now, and Durk has built off that. Durk has been building off that since 2020. But now on to my final and most serious point. Durk takes advantage of his friends dying, or Durk sacrifices his friends, or Durk uses his friends' deaths for clicks or whatever. Now, let's look at this objectively, right? A lot of people talk about, oh my gosh, Durk has lost so many people. Isn't it a little weird? Isn't it strange? Are y'all really surprised?
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Now, I'm not saying this to be like everyone's friends are dying to gun violence, but when you look at where Lil Durk grew up, when you look at the type of music Lil Durk makes, when you look at the type of music that people surrounding him makes, when you look at the type of lifestyle that they live, are you really surprised that there are people around him dying? Now, I'm not trying to say this to be funny or trying to like point the finger and be like, these guys are I'm just saying, are you really surprised? Really, truly. Because let's look at some lyrics from Lil Durk's music. Let's look at some lyrics. I told my PO through the gate that I get high as fuck. She asked me how high do I get. I told her high as duck. Obviously in reference to FBG Duck. Okay. Are you still not convinced that people would be mad about these lyrics and trying to go and get revenge or something? Let me read you another one if you're not convinced by that one. Check on your mans. I heard he got hit in his head, but he almost died, so I can say his name because he ain't dead. Wooski. As the ad-lib. Wooski. Are you really surprised that there may be some people who want to see Lil Durk or anybody associated with Lil Durk dead? Are you really surprised by that? Like, come on now, because now I'm questioning your intelligence. If you're really surprised that a rapper like Lil Durk has a lot of people around him who have died. Now I'm questioning your intelligence, truly, because do you not see what's going on in these inner cities in Chicago, in New York? Do you not see what's happening in these places in Baltimore? Do you not see? So to be surprised that Lil Durk has lost a lot of friends is really weird. It's really weird. Like, are you just, what's going on up here? What's going on up here? Do y'all need to go watch the war in Chirac? I know a lot of people talk down on it, but do y'all really need to see how many people were dying? Like, obviously the war in Chirac wasn't a good thing, but you must need it to hit you right in the face for you to understand that, yeah, these people are dying. It's not a joke. It's not a game. None of this is a joke. So for people to act surprised, like, oh my God, isn't it a little suspicious that Lil Durk has friends? No, it's not. Because all of these rappers, all of these guys who come from where Lil Durk came from have lost lots of friends. It's just the truth. It's just the reality of the situation. And a lot of other rappers have lost a lot of friends in that situation too. G Herbo has lost 50 people. Chief Keef has lost a lot of people. Youngboy has lost a lot of people. All of these rappers in these types of situations have lost a lot of people. So it's not really something that surprises me. I don't know. I don't understand how anyone can see the amount of people that have died around Lil Durk and be like, I can't believe this. I cannot believe the guy who's rapping about drilling and sliding has friends that are potentially drilling and sliding, and the people that are being drilled and slid on are responding. I cannot believe that this gang warfare that they're rapping about is actually happening. I can't believe that the people that are dying in Chicago are actually dying in Chicago. Like, are you dumb? Like, genuinely, if you are surprised by the amount of people that Lil Durk's lost, I start to question your intelligence. I do. Like, do you think it's all like a facade? Maybe if you think it's like one big conspiracy and Lil Durk's actually not from Chicago and he's from, I don't know, like Idaho, and this is all some plant by the industry and the Illuminati. Like, maybe you think that. Maybe that's the only reason I could understand it. But if you truly think Lil Durk is from Chicago, like he says, and makes drill music, and a lot of that is somewhat true at least, why are you surprised when people start to pop up dead? It's not surprising. And to go into the Von, he sacrificed Von thing. Look at how Von died. Like, respectfully, look at how King Von died. How on earth could anyone orchestrate that? King Von is supposed to be going to a hotel, tells his driver, now we're going to this after party. They go to the after party. King Von's asleep in his car, wakes up, decides to spaz out and just start putting hands and feet on Quando Rondo. Then Quando Rondo's man shoots him. How could you orchestrate that? How could Lil Durk from Chicago or wherever he was when Von was in Atlanta? How could you orchestrate that? How could you, what, you're going to possess Von to wake up and immediately attack Quando Rondo? Then you're going to pay Quando Rondo's man to shoot? Like, this, it's just stupid. It's just a lot of mental gymnastics. We literally have seen it on video. There's a video of it. King Von starts beating up Quando Rondo. Quando Rondo's friend comes and shoots him. It's not that complicated of a situation to be like, oh, this is mysterious. Now, if King Von had died in a way like Pop Smoke, where they found his house, because he posted online, they found his address and they came and they ran into the house and they killed him. If he died like that, okay, maybe we can talk about a conspiracy. Maybe we can talk about it. Maybe if he died like, X, where X was getting stalked by these guys and they knew he was going to buy a bike, so they tried to rob him and they ended up killing him. Okay, we can talk about it. But this was a completely random situation where the guy who killed King Von had no clue he was going to be shooting someone that night. He had no idea. A fight breaks out. He sees his friend getting beat up. He shoots. A lot of people would have shot in that situation. So to say that, Durk orchestrated this, it's weird. Because now we're getting into, okay, well, maybe Durk possessed King Von and then he possessed Quando Rondo. Okay, he's not a wizard. He's not a warlock. Now we're just getting a little unserious. But then again, to move on to the point of Durk, oh, he uses his friends for clicks and stuff. Durk is one of the only rappers that when they make like, you know, like music that's dedicated, like dedication songs or dedicated an album to somebody, it's looked at as a bad thing. And I think it's just because people don't like Lil Durk. Because this also happens to Didi Osama, the kid out of New York, because whenever he makes music dedicated to his brother or his other friends that he's lost, it's, oh, he sacrificed him. Oh, you know, Didi Osama is using his brother for clicks again. But when it's somebody y'all like, oh, you know, he's just showing love. He's being a real one. That's how you hold it down for whoever. Like,
Now everybody want to pick and choose.
and I don't say this to say that this is what he was doing, but nobody questions G Herbo's intentions when he, you know, shouts his guys out that have passed away, or he shows love to his guys that have passed away. And when G Herbo puts his friends' faces as like the 50 stars on the American flag to represent all the people he's lost, nobody's like, oh my God, G Herbo is, you know, using his friends for sales. He's using his friends for views. And I'm not saying that he is doing that. That's not the point of me bringing up G Herbo. My point is showing that people love to pick and choose when it's exploitation or when it's, you know, just using them for sales, when it's somebody they don't like.
Now everybody want to pick and choose.
Nobody really dislikes G Herbo, so you won't really hear that about G Herbo. But when Durk puts Von on the cover, or, you know, Didi Osama raps a song about his little brother that passed away, oh, now he's using him. Now he's, oh my gosh, he's using him for views. He's using him for sales. Bro keeps exploiting his friend's deaths.
Everybody want to pick and choose.
You see what I'm saying? It's a weird thing that people like to pick and choose about. And it's not like Durk goes and jumps out the window with it where he's like, yo, buy this album for Von, man. If y'all don't buy this album, y'all didn't love Von, man. Make sure y'all go buy my album because that's what Von would have. Like, he's not doing that weird stuff. He's just putting his friends on the cover and maybe shouting them out in a song or two, and people are losing their minds talking about he's using them for sales. I get it. Durk has a lot of people around him that have died. It's true. There's no doubt about it. And people do like to go and click on people's names when somebody dies. When somebody dies, that's probably like the most popular they ever are in the history of their life, right? The moment somebody dies. Because that's a huge thing. People love to talk about it. People like to see what's going on. And people will go to their family members and friends that are around them. So obviously, whenever somebody dies around Lil Durk, yeah, there's going to be a slight boost in Lil Durk's numbers or a slight boost in his likes on his Instagram. But it's like, what do you want him to do? That's just how humans are. That's just how people are. They go and see things when somebody dies, their interest peaks. What do you want Lil Durk to do about that? Do you want him to not drop music for the next 2 years after somebody dies? Like, I just don't understand what he's really doing wrong in that sense. And yeah, sure, technically there are boosts in his numbers after somebody dies, but you can say that about anybody. I guarantee if somebody, and you know, God forbid, but I guarantee if somebody died around, I don't know, Lil Baby, Lil Baby's numbers would boost that day or something like that. People would be wanting to see what Lil Baby's going to say. They're going to see how he's acting. They're going to want to see what his reaction is. Like, that's just natural human behavior. So to act like it's Durk taking advantage of it, when he hasn't jumped out the window and made 5 dedication songs to Von and 12 dedication songs to D-Thang and did 14 interviews where he's talking about D-Thang's death over and over and over. Like, he's not doing all that. He's talked about it if somebody asks him about it, or, you know, he may have mentioned it in a song or two, but he's not jumping out the window with it. So I think it's a little ridiculous to hold that against him. But those are the 3 main points I wanted to talk about when it came to Lil Durk and why I think he needed this video. I really do think that these points needed to be addressed. There are a couple of other points that I could have talked about in this video that people bring up when it comes to Durk, like, oh, he's using Youngboy for views and he needs beef and all this type of stuff. But I didn't really think that was as important because most of that stuff is just Youngboy fans just saying it. But the 3 points that I brought up today are stuff that's said by a lot of people, including but not exclusive to just Youngboy fans. So I thought it was pretty important that I made a video on it and addressed it because I think it's a little unfair. And if you think that there's anyone else out there who needs an in defense of video, leave them down below in the comment section. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you because I know this video is going to be long. But I thought this video needed to be made. And you know what? I know I'm going to get a whole bunch of, nah, he glazing, he doing tricks on it.
Oh my God, bro. Is dick riding all you do? No, I'm saying you literally got that nigga dick in your mouth right now. I see it.
Nah, bro's riding the meat. I'm going to get all those comments, but that's fine. I don't think I said anything in this video that was super, super crazy biased towards Durk. I think I just put a lot of context on a lot of things that people use against him. I didn't think I did anything super fanboyish in this video. I just addressed the points and why I thought they were wrong and gave my opinion on the situation. But if you thought that's glazing or whatever, maybe the next In Defense Of video will be a Youngboy video.
bitch ass nigga.
And, you know, then I'll be getting told I'm riding young boys meeting. I'm a young boy, you know, all that stuff. But whatever. If you like the video, leave a like, leave a subscribe, because I promise you this took me a long time to do. But thank you so much if you made it this far. Truly appreciate it. And if you want me to continue the In Defense Of series, make sure you let me know down in the comments if you like these types of videos. I might try a little something new with the editing too. Who knows by the time I get to the end of this video. But thank you so much, truly. And again, remember to leave comments on who I should do an In Defense Of next. But thank you so much. Leave a subscribe. Have a great day. Be safe. Be blessed. Peace.
Now everybody want to pick and choose